Nigeria has about 86 official land borders and 14 seaport border control posts. But over the years, there have been concerns about how porous some of these Nigerians' land borders are. This has warranted policies and decisions by successive governments showing their resolve in tightening these loose ends, ensuring the protection of its territories. The efforts include making sure that there is a strict compliance with protocols guiding transnational trade, thereby boosting local production and cutting uncoordinated trade losses. The Benin-Niger border is a long stretch and runs from the tri-point with Niger in the north down to the Bight of Benin in the south. At the Lagos end, it is not business as usual owing to different factors. In August 2019, former President Muhammadu Buhari ordered the closure of Nigeria's land borders. In November same year, the then president also ordered the suspension of fuel to communities within a 20 kilometers radius of the country's borders. The filling stations at border communities are considered conduit pipe for fuel smugglers. We noticed as we travel along the coastal road that fuel stations are short and out of business. And these two only survived the hammer of the 20-kilometer radius mark by a few miles. When petrol was sold below 200 naira per litre in Nigeria, the small good product was being sold between 300 and 500 per litre in Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and Benin Republic. The price differential was what smugglers banked on. The effect of the removal of the fuel subsidy announcement by the president seems to have also trickled down to this corridor.
Now, with the removal of subsidy, the incentive to smuggle those petroleum products has reduced significantly, very, very significantly. And why is it so? The disparity in price between what fuel is sold in our neighboring countries and what it is sold in Nigeria has been brought almost at par. So that incentive is gone. But you alluded to the fact that petroleum products moving in trucks. Please, that's not possible here. What people may do, bring their vehicles into Nigeria, hiding under the ECOWAS protocol, load their tank, cross the border, discharge, want to come back again. Nobody wants to move across this border. I can say that categorically clear. With a tanker, you can never see that. Of course, this place is surrounded by water on left and right, and then the only trade official corridor you can see here is just this road. Every other route you see here, you will end up inside the Atlantic. So it's not just possible. Speaking for Seme border, it's not possible. However, with the lifting of the subsidy regime, now even the incentive to buy inside your vehicle and smuggle across has been lost, because by the time you travel to Badagry roundabout and buy fuel and fill up your tank, by the time you travel from Badagry roundabout to your own community across the border, the fuel would have gone. So the incentive is gone. Now, for those that make attempt to smuggle even in the small jerry cans, again, the incentive is gone. To fill up a 30-liter jerry can here, you multiply 30 liter by 617. So that gives you close to almost, let's say, minimum of 15,000 to 18,000 naira. By the time you take it across the border to go and sell, you are selling at the same price. So what's the need? So that incentive is gone. However, that does not mean that there are some diehards who may still make attempt. And that's why we are here. We can't rule it out. It will be a statement of fallacy to sit down here and say that because subsidy has been removed, smuggling will of petroleum products will die completely. I'm a realist, and I wouldn't say that.
If all smugglers have been kicked out of business, what about those smuggling rice and other banned items? I spoke with two indigents of Badagry, Emmanuel Afolabi, a tourism promoter, and Shola Adeneye, who runs a cross-border haulage business.
We have to be sincere with ourselves. We have our youth engaging in one way or the other in smuggling, because there's no much industry in Badagry. They don't have anything doing. But we are appreciating this sermon that Badagry is blessed with tourism. So if Lagos State or federal government can come into our aid, standardize all these tourist centers, give trainings to our tour guides, like a workshop, like a seminar, talk shop, and things like that. And that's the sermon we are preaching for our youth to disengage from smuggling to a legal work.
Badagry, as you can see, has no companies, has no industries, and majority of the CEOs will not pick Badagry as a place where they will open their businesses and all that because of the associated risks. And so therefore, majority of our people resulted in what you people term smuggling, because they are here. This is a community in Lagos State that is one of the most densely populated states in Nigeria. And for a community like this that has nothing to show for it in terms of economic and business, and the only things we can show here is tourism and the border related businesses. But now, when you talk about smuggling, you've mentioned rice, and there's this fuel, that means petrol. The issue of rice, petrol, and other factors is the fact that a lot of people don't want to go into smuggling. But because they are out of job, they have to survive. They have to live by all means. And since they cannot get job, they have to live by something. And since this is a gateway to where they can get those resources, when we talk of rice, bringing in rice and petrol, smuggle it out of the Republic to Togo, to as far as Ghana. I'm talking about petrol now. So all those things is what our people do just for this surviving sake. Nobody is happy to pronounce or declare himself a smuggler or that intend to be chased around like a cat in the public just because he want to earn a living. So, as you have said, the petrol issue is because now the government have removed subsidy and the price of fuel is almost as par to our neighboring countries, Benin and all of that. So people are doing this just to survive.
Those that are into smuggling, what are the customs and the law enforcement agents?
I'm happy you brought this up. I have worked in several border communities. This is one of the most peaceful border communities I've worked in, Seme border community. They are very peaceful. However, in every society, you have the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Looking all the way from the border, you can imagine that kilometer all the way from border to somewhere around Badagry market, Badagry roundabout, people's home, their compound. Custom will just come with their guns and threatening, and at the roundabout at times they will shoot. And tourists coming into Badagry for the first time, seeing such events or seeing such things, they will be afraid. They won't feel comfortable. Tourists, they want where it's calm, where they can relax, where they can spend their money. But you are coming to Badagry for the first time, you see custom shooting, people are running a tasketa because of rice, and the rice you've left all the way from the border down to roundabout or to the Badagry market. And at times they kill our youth.
In every society, you have the good, the bad, and the ugly. You asked if custom operation goes beyond just activities along this corridor. Anywhere human beings reside, there must be some element of criminality. There's no doubt about it. Even in Rome, the seat of the Catholic Church, even in Jeddah, even in Mecca, anywhere you go to, there must be some human beings that do it right. But there also be some few, just very few, who may not do it right. And so societies have police. Even in Switzerland, that doesn't have a military formation, they still have police. They have the Swiss police. So our activity does not just stop here. There's no way you will stop illegal activities wholesome through this corridor. There are other creeks, other roads, bush paths that people may want to take advantage of to smuggle. And of course, when they smuggle, they must land somewhere before evacuation. Even when they evacuate, it must also land somewhere before sales. And even when they sell, it must land somewhere before consumption. So custom work is such that we have been given the powers under the Nigerian Customs Service Act 2023 to traverse every nook and cranny of this country, to make search, to intervene, to arrest any person, any house, any premises that we suspect may be housing unwholesome goods, what we call contraband goods in common language.
Nigeria have just faced an embargo on importation of rice. They've faced an embargo because we are producing our local rice here. And they are doing this to promote the consumption of our local rice. So Nigeria have a population of over 200 population. And what is the production ratio of the homegrown rice? I can tell you 80% of rice that we consume in our homes is foreign rice. Are you getting me, my brother? And this foreign rice come all the way from India. Indian, because of their embargo on rice, they don't come to our shores. These importers, majority of them are Nigerians. They bring this rice all the way from India to Benin Republic and smuggle it into our country. That is where they smuggle in. Customs are doing a very fantastic job with the Nigerian government because they are doing what the government said they should do. They have done a lot of work. They can only do what they can. But these people that you are talking about, that you are calling, they are doing smuggling, they are hungry men. An hungry man is a desperate man. And a desperate man will do anything just to earn money. Are you getting me? They can close all the border. They can stand there 24 hours. But when a desperate man wants to do something, they go a long way to do it. So we cannot say government is not doing anything. In fact, I myself, I will not call myself a smuggler, but I lost 3 of my vehicle. Customs seized 3 of my vehicle last year. I don't know anything. I don't do other things than this work that I'm doing. And at the time, I said I'm not doing it. I'm looking for an alternative. I moved back to Lagos. As I'm here, I'm a graduate of Lagos State University. I study mass communication. I've gone into a corporate world, and then because of economic downtown, they have to shut down the project that we're doing then and downsize. So which we lost our job eventually.
We joined the anti-smuggling surveillance operation at the border to understand efforts at curbing smuggling.
This is our usual patrol operations, right? So we're going to go out, we'll check in, going out on surveillance to make sure that those usual creeks we go to curb smuggling. We'll patrol there this evening on surveillance to make sure that we checkmate smuggling activities. We'll do a bit of exercise on the road, a little bit of stop and search, see if there's any information we can gather. Then from there we'll advance to certain specific areas. Creeks, maybe beach area, creeks, do our normal surveillance patrol. Huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. We might we have 1 or 2 people in our midst. Do not be bothered. Carry out your duties as expected of you, the usual way you carry out your activities. Do not be distracted. When it's there, if you find anything that is prohibited by government, we know what to do. We effect arrest. Do not allow the presence of 1 or 2 people distract you. It's our usual patrol, it's our usual work. Feel free, flow with me and... Huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. I hope I've made myself clear.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. So please split us into the hillocks. You reserve the first one behind, just the 2 of us. He will be with the driver in front. That's our own hillocks. Then you fix some people behind. The other one to do the same.
Okay, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
So, okay, let's just go the way we came. You take care of your hillocks, you take care of your hillocks. Put your officers behind, me and him will go. Then this vehicle will be at the middle. Huh? All right, thank you. Clear off all distance. You enter from here, me and him. Yeah, through the other side. Musa, no, tell the driver to go front. Let him move, signals go. Community leaders assist us a lot. They are up and doing. We are always in communication with them. We hold their community meetings regularly, and that helps. Sometimes when we face confrontation, the community leaders come in to resolve. They are quite prompt. Yeah. For a while now, we've not experienced cases of death as a result of patrols or patrol operations. Sometimes it can cause, it leads to heated arguments. Sometimes we win, sometimes they win. That's the actual truth. Why we allow them win is because so that to avoid casualties, so that there will be peace. Yeah. Kind of low here, and that's why you see them compared to.
Our first stop is this beachfront. The customs says it's a smuggling hotbed at night.
Okay, do some other. Okay. Yes.
There have been complaints by residents of communities in and around Badagry about multiple roadblocks and how they affect trade and free flow of movement.
But sometimes, we can't put everybody under stop and search. If not, we will create a very long queue.
We stopped at one of the checkpoints.
It was around this area we made seizure of the foreign currency, fake foreign currency you saw in the news that it was here. It was also around here we make seizure of the cocaine. There was one time last year we made seizure of cocaine that's about that had a value of the value around into billions of naira. We made the fake currency here. We've seized donkey skins here. Under CITES agreement, it prohibits it. You understand? We've seized fake drugs here. Pharmaceuticals, we've seized hard drugs here.
The vehicles here are built differently. They have been locally remodeled to fit the purpose of moving more goods. We moved to a creek. My cameraman and I are in the company of armed operations team, and as a form of protection, the amber light is kept on to avoid surprises from the community considered notorious for smuggling.
As we are going in now, do not be surprised that if anything was actually going on there or is to go on there, you understand? They would have been informed. They have their informants.
This is a creek in Badagry, one of the places placed on high surveillance by the customs. They say they have to do routine checks here every now and then because of the fact that they've made some seizures here in the past, say rice, PMS and other items that have been banned by the country. And that is why men of the customs must always come around here. You can see here it's quite dark at the moment, but there's a canoe. There is really nothing suspicious on ground. It's just some people using the channel to move to another community, although from what we gathered from the customs, this particular creek takes you from this particular point, so you can get to Ogun State, even to the neighboring country in Benin Republic. What is this place and why is this important rather
Yes,
to your operation?
here it's very important to us because it's one of the identified areas of smuggling. It's one of out of the 2 other creeks we have in this area. You understand? And we've marked here for surveillance purpose because we have made quite a good number of seizure from this place. You see, the idea of my operations is this: anywhere I make remarkable seizure, I mark that place for constant surveillance. We've raided quite a very high volume of rice, very high volume of PMS being smuggled. This creek you see connects Ogun State. It connects Benin Republic straight. This small creek you see, by the time you start flowing through, it begins to expand. You understand? And sometimes these items, you can see how hidden this place looks. We could be on the border side and smuggling activities taking place.
It does seem like the right channel for them, because if you are trying to do the sea, it can be quite dangerous and may not even be...
just to beat and bypass customs, you understand? Just to beat and bypass customs, because they know we've fully manned the road, we've manned the other side of the border, we've manned the beach I took you to, we've manned the other side. We have officers even inside the bush. There's a place where we'll have. So here, sometimes they can use here as their safe haven. They come through this place sometimes in a bit of trying to beat us. But with constant surveillance and intelligence, we do our best to checkmate this place. It may not be 100%, we're still working. Like I said, it's ongoing. It's continuous. Every day we patrol to this place. We have information network here. We use the community, we use members of the community, we use other means of information too, you understand, to gather activities going on here.
Smuggling is not the only activity going on here. There are legitimate traders here. There are schools, there are hospitals, there are law firms, there are pharmaceutical companies, there are even manufacturing companies, there are basic traders. So it's always wrong to have that perception that every border community is where they conduct activities of smuggling. And of course, there's also no act that can say that if you look at a man's face in the border community, you just say he's a smuggler. No. And there's nothing that says that all the smugglers come from this community. Some may come from Lagos, from Ibadan, from Ogun, from Sokoto, from Imo State, from anywhere to cross here and smuggle. So people have that erroneous impression that border communities are smugglers. It's not true. A smuggler can come from anywhere. The border community is just a transit point.
Petrol, drugs, fake currency, rice, and other contraband items have been seized in similar operations by the customs. Meanwhile, border communities and those who ply these axes frequently are worried about the multiple roadblocks mounted by various state and non-state actors along the border and how it affects trade facilitation. That's our show for today, everyone. If you miss any part of it, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can also follow the conversation on our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Thank you very much for watching. I am Dari Idowu. See you next time, and bye for now.